Okay, so this video is for somebody who is playing on a time lock progression server or coming back to the game and going to a live server that may not be familiar with the Overseer uh, game UI and how to use this to get experience for your character or even items or a possibility. The Overseer becomes available to any character that's level 85 or higher, and it unlocks in the Seeds of Destruction expansion. So if you're playing on a time lock progression server, when Seeds of Destruction comes out and you hit level 85, as soon as you ding, you can start using Overseer. Overseer is accessed through the uh, the game menus. You can get to it from the EQ menu. I believe it's in our character. Uh, don't remember for sure. I'd never used that interface. I just type Overseer /Overseer, and that'll bring up the application interface. You can also bind this to a hotkey as a macro. As you can see, it's got an Overseer button there, and that'll bring up the same UI. So when you first launch it, you'll have a tutorial, and each mission of the tutorial, they're one at a time, and you just go through those motions, very similar to what I'm about to show you here. And the when the tutorial is finished, it kind of just leaves you hanging and not knowing what to do. Um, you will obviously need to work on recruitment missions to get more followers. And once you have enough followers, you can start doing more and more missions, 5 a day. Actually, five every 12 hours active. And you have the means to hit finish now to finish the quest at a cost of DB points if you have those. I would recommend spending those because you only do 10 in a day, and if you're just starting out, you're probably going to be doing the shorter missions at first. But let's get started with the basic way to uh, use the interface. You've got 4 tabs across the top, quests that are available, the Agents tab, and these can be quickly filtered for what type of agent they are. And sometimes the UI will get goofy and look like this, so it fixes itself. All you have to do is scroll. Grab the scroll bar, and that UI glitch will correct itself. And you can see all the agents that are available to you of this given selection. So you can select I want only artisans, and then I want only uncommon, that sort of thing. So the filters, they're pretty straightforward, and we'll get to the statuses in a moment. The active quests tab shows you which quests you're actively running, and again, you can only have 5 of these active at any given time, and you can complete 10 total per reset cycle. The reset cycle is rotating on the quest tab. You can see the timer, and when that timer resets, this counter will change. The stats tab shows you what level you have in each category of mission type. So as you can see on the display here, plunder, stealth, military, crafting, harvesting, research, etc. And when you are looking at the quest tab, you can see that it has the category listed here. It's a randomized selection of quests each day, and when it rotates out, you'll get a whole different list of quests, but there are some quests that are always available. Those are the conversion missions. You're given access to the first conversion mission as part of the tutorial, and don't make the mistake that I did when I first started doing Overseer. I just converted all of my characters, all my followers, thinking, oh, well, I can do that mission, so I'll just do it. And then I had no followers to run the recruitment missions, and I had to wait until I had a recruitment mission come up that was of the category of the 1 or 2 followers that I had remaining. So it was several days before I could actually do a recruitment mission because I had screwed up at the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing. So hoping to save that pain for you. The the missions are again broken down into common, uncommon, rare, and elite. So you can see on my screen here, I've got a level 5 elite recruitment mission here, and you won't get a level 5 mission if your rank in your progress tab is only rank 3, for instance. But There are exceptions, like seasonal events can give you missions that are higher tier than what you have, and those missions are easily identified because they're much shorter duration for the category than normal. For instance, if I see hot oil research, research is always a 24-hour mission, and it gives the highest reward for experience, for character experience, if the mission is completed successfully. You can fail missions. If I look at my stats, you can see for some reason the counter resets. You can obviously I didn't get this high a level by doing only 45 total quests. So every once in a while, Overseer will glitch out, and this counter might reset. I have had failures, but it shows 0. Nonetheless, despite the buggy nature of things, um, missions are set up so that you can queue them up, send your followers on them. They do them without any further interaction. And then when the timer is up, you will go to the active quest tab, and it'll give you a finish notification. You know, at the finish now button, you'll see success as the instead of a percentage chance, or you might see critical success. A success will give the exact reward that is under the preview reward panel, and it is going to be this amount of experience, whatever that category might be. The, the longer the duration of the mission, the more experience it gives to the character, and it also can give you mercenary AA points. You can see the research on the left-hand side here. I've got multiple choices of things that I can get. This is on the Faruna V server, which is the free trade server that's been live since like 2001 or so. Maybe it's 2004. Been a while. But these categories of rewards, you can choose numerous things. And if you're on a TLP during the Seeds of Destruction expansion, you won't see anything but the first 2 options. So basically, these rewards are allocated by the uh, the expansion that is active, and it'll be 1 expansion back. So once Underfoot comes out, then Seeds of Destruction shows up on this list. And then after that, you'd have House of Thule, and then Underfoot and Seeds of Destruction will show up. These are crafting materials that are used to make the templates and poisons, things like that, that are appropriate for that expansion. Later in the game, like starting, I believe, as it's Seeds of Destruction, you start crafting your items based on a drop plus a thing you buy off a vendor, and a template is used. Actually, wait, it would be Underfoot where you start making templates. But nonetheless, if you have leveled up the various types of quests, research, plunder, and crafting will give you choices for crafting materials. The others give you things like mercenary experience and tetradimes. The uh, the thing that is important to know about the Overseer program is that you will collect agents over time, and they'll start stacking up. As you can see here, I've got 308, and so I need to do a little bit of management to keep that number from getting out of control. So if you let this total agents count get close to 500, the interface will actually start lagging really hard, and completing a mission or starting a mission might take several seconds when you click the Start Now button or Finish Now. And that really slows down the interface a lot because there's so much for it to keep track of. Uh, so the system, it shows you the quests that is available, and if you have the agents, you can typically just hit start autofill, and the start quest button will light up. But if I hit that button, you can see in the background you currently have 5 active quests. You can only have 5, etc. So there are certain parameters that people may not be aware of in the Overseer interface that are indicators of what is required versus what is optional. So if you look at a like this 6-hour mission, I'm going to scroll this UI down some. If I hit select and I just pick up an agent, the highest recommendation is going to be the first option here. So if you hit autofill, it'll choose the first one on this list automatically. But if the risk of incapacitation is too high for you and you're like, yeah, I think I'll roll the bones on it potentially failing, you can see that my percentage chance for success went down by 1% because I chose, instead of a rare agent, I picked an uncommon. And this number goes down again to 50% if I pick this guy. So it's based on the bonuses or the negatives. And as I scroll down here, you can see the Start Quest button didn't light up. And if I go down here, you can see there's a question mark here, and there's an exclamation point here. The exclamation point indicates this is a required slot. So you cannot start the mission unless you fill all required slots for the mission. If I go down here to this merchant category and I pick just a random person, the Start Quest button still hasn't lit up. But if I go here and I pick just the first two slots, which had exclamation points in this indicator above the character window or the agent window, then the Start Quest option comes up. You can see 68% chance of success. And as if I scroll down, you can see there are 3 slots unfilled. If you are just starting out, you may not have enough merchants or scholars to fill every slot. So you have to, in the beginning, you have to think about which missions are a priority for you and which ones are less of a priority, and manually go in and pick the agents that you want to use in each mission. And for instance, if I hit autofill, I scroll down here, this soldier, for instance, might be the only soldier that I have, and he might be the only one that fills the required slot on a different mission, like a military mission. So you may want to go through and figure out, okay, I got an 89% chance with that soldier, but if I clear it, I've got an 82% chance. In my experience, if it's above 60%, odds are you're going to have a success. It's very rare to fail, but you might have incapacitation of some of your agents if you go with fewer. The once you've got all the slots filled, or after you've played for a while, you've got plenty of agents, you can literally hit the autofill button, and you can see that there's a lot of agents down here at the bottom. These are the agents that could be used in this mission. But once the slots are all filled and you hit Start Quest, it'll move itself. It'll disappear from this quest window, and it'll move to the active quests. As you can see, I've got 5 active quests right now, and I've got 1 of each category. But this one here is a bit uncommon because this is a seasonal event, 4th of July week. This one is only 6 hours for a research mission, but research typically would only be 24 hours. This one is just about to tick over to the 6-hour mark to finish, or before it'll finish. And the rare, if we quickly look at the rewards for these, this is a level 5 uncommon research, green. So preview reward experience 3.3264 for a common, and this one is uncommon. If I preview the reward, you can see it's significantly more experience than the common. And a rare is a standard 6-hour harvesting mission. 6-hour missions give far lower experience, but you can do more of them in a day. So it kind of balances out. The missions also automatically, every time you complete them, they give you experience towards the mission type. So harvesting experience, if I go over here and I look, okay, my harvesting is at level 4. Level 5 is the maximum. So as soon as it ticks over to 5, it'll say level max, as you can see here. So I've got most of my my overseer maxed out, but I really want to push harvesting closer to finishing, as well as plunder. So there is a way to accelerate this. The 5 quest maximum does not apply to conversion missions. So if I go in here, and as you can see, if I look under selected agents and I scroll down a little bit here, you can see these have a number 2 next to them. If I scroll a little lower, you'll see some of them say 1. Many of them say 1. Below here, this line, everything will be 1. So this represents the number of that agent that you have. Most agents are unique in that you can only send one of that agent on a given mission or any mission. So if I go to my page here, and you can see it says iconic. So any of these agents that are saying iconic, if I have 3 of this Lebaneser, for instance, if I have 3 of those, he's an iconic. So if I send one of them on a mission, the other 2 can't go. And if he becomes incapacitated, then you still can't send him because he's considered locked out during an incapacitation until the duration of the timer or you're recovering. So having a duplicate of an iconic follower is pointless. So what you do is you convert those. So if I go to common conversion, if I hit select agent, you can manually go through here and pick them and add them to the roster. And then start quest becomes available. So you may have noticed that I just picked the first one on each slot, but if I hit switch out of it and come back and hit autofill, it picked the same exact guys because it was the first one. So when you're doing a conversion mission, if you see 2, 2, and 2, when you're looking at the mission at the beginning, so I just hit select agent, if you see 2s for more than 3 agents or even a 3, then when you hit autofill, you're going to consume the ones that are duplicates automatically. So when you start that mission, it jumps to the active quests. It's got a 10-second timer to convert. And as soon as that finishes, you collect reward, and you can see in the bottom of my screen here that these agents have been removed from my collection, and then weapons trader has been added. So the weapons trader is going to show up now under the uncommon conversions, because a common conversion will give you a trade of 3 commons for 1 uncommon. And I now have 3 brewmasters, 2 traders, and 2 tumpies. So if I hit autofill, you can see that the 2 duplicate brewmasters are gone, and I can hit start quest again. The uncommon trades up. That'll give me 1 rare. Right now, I've got only 2 rare agents that are duplicates. You can tell that because of the 2 of these guys. Now, once I finish this, I'm going to hit the same button. Oh, I ended up getting a new rare. Who did I get? It was a Coddle. That's one that I haven't had before. I didn't know what I needed to get. Oh, there it is. Worker Agents Rare. That leads us to another part of the Overseer. It's a happy accident. So I just completed an achievement for collecting all of the rare agents in the category of workers. So when we view the reward, you can see it give me a chest, 3 chests of tetradimes. So if I open up my bags here, I'm not sure. There it is. So sealed tetradime coffer. I'm going to right click and hold, and this leaves that window active. So sealed tetradime, it tells you it's going to give me 8,000 tetradimes. So if I close that reward window, I just hit claim reward, and it is added automatically to my alternate currency tab. Overseer tetradimes, I've got 56,000. I'm going to claim it again, 64 and 72. So each time I click that, it's consuming one of those reward chests. The coffer window will stay up even if you have none left. So you can just keep clicking that. I don't know how many is the maximum you can carry, but it is a lot, probably close to 1 billion, if not more. But I was really lucky that happened. So I want to push my plunder or harvesting up in experience closer to level 5, because maxing it out will give me more experience or more mercenary AAs. So to do that, I'm going to autofill common conversion. I'm gonna check uncommon. Do I have any of those? No, I don't have enough. I mean, I could convert them. I'd consume 2 tumpies probably. Yeah, it would give me 2 tumpies and 1 advisor would go away. But I don't want to lose any of my activators. I want to keep collecting them. Select Pokemon. You got to catch them all. So if I complete this conversion mission, I'm just repeating it because I got plenty of followers. My objective here is to get to the point where I can do the conversion and get 3 rares. So this will take me basically sacrificing a total of 27 common agents will give me a rare guaranteed because it's sacrificing 3 to make 1. You do that 3 times, you end up with a rare. So just quickly going through that. Uncommon. I now have 3 uncommons. Auto complete. And this common has finished. Now I'm waiting for the completion status. Finished. Collect reward. And you can see this counter for total agents has been going down. And then finally, I now have 3 rares. So I'm just going to hit autofill, and you can see that they're all 1s. Well, it only grabs the ones that are duplicates because I had duplicates of everything. When I do that conversion, it's going to give me an elite. There is no means to convert elites, but you can retire them if you have a duplicate, which we'll be doing in just a moment. So when I collect the reward on that rare conversion, Princess Jolene has been removed, Nizel has been removed, Butler, and where'd it go? Oh, there you go. Meldrath the Malignant has been added. It just happened to fall right in between this line of text. So if I go to my elite agents and I look, Meldrath the Malignant, I have 2 of those now. So if I want to retire him, so long as he's not like a seasonal event NPC from a recruitment mission, you can retire it by hitting this button here. Now, some of these agents are going to have duplicates and they cannot be retired, like the avatar of Relis Zek. You can see retire is grayed out. That one is part of, like, I think the Halloween event, and you actually recruit Relis Zek as part of an elite recruitment mission because he's used for some of the other missions in that seasonal event. But if you have the retire option, and I do, and I have 2 of them, I can't use 2, so I'm just going to hit retire. And this popped up. Are you sure you want to retire Meldrath the Malignant? An agent will be permanently removed from your agent list, and you'll receive an elite agent echo. So you can click that, and it'll show you what it is. But I'm going to say yes. So Meldrath is now only 1, and he has disappeared from my list. If I open my bag again, I can hit Shift, it opens them all. Right-click here, and this is an elite agent echo. You can retire agents that are uncommon and above. You can't retire commons. So if I right-click that, clicking the name of this will just preview the reward, whereas claiming the reward pops up the actual selection where you select what you're going to choose. So your options here are experience for whatever category, or you can convert that elite into 2 rare agents. If I were to choose the final option here, 2 random rares will appear in my agent pool, and I could then do another recruitment or conversion mission to get up to 3 and advance it to elite again. So that saves a bit of time if you're trying to collect the elite agents and get the last one. That's pretty much your best bet. It's just constantly converting and then retiring the duplicate, make it a rare, a pair of rares, convert some more, and keep advancing until you get all the elites that you need for your collection. So, as I mentioned before, I'm wanting to push harvesting and plunder closer to level 5. I could probably finish off crafting and hit level 5 with that right now, but I've got more interest in maxing them all out. Recovery, it advances at a much faster rate, so I'm not worried about that one. So I'm going to choose plunder because it's my lowest one. And replunder missions give kind of the worst rewards in my opinion. So I'm going to choose that. And if we look at the XP bar here, when I convert an elite agent into experience, that bar moved up. That is many missions worth of XP. So I just basically saved a week or more of plunder missions to move it that far. Um, you can do that with rare missions or rare agents if you have a duplicate of a rare or a uncommon. Yeah, I've got Gearwell. So if I go here and I find Gearwell on here, these are sorted alphabetically, but then you'll see a breakpoint where it starts over. This iconic, and then these do not have iconic. So anything that's below that midline here, right below Zarkumi, doesn't have iconic in the name. So I could send these common and uncommon agents that are below that line over and over again. Uh, you could send 5 missions. You could have one on every mission if it's not an iconic. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're just starting out and you have a limited number of them. So Gearwell, where is Gearwell? Char. Did I overlook him? I'm struggling to find it. Let's see. Double check my name. Commander Gearwell. So yeah, you can see down here it says Gearwell, but when I select him and I mouse over it, it says Commander Gearwell. So I'm looking at the wrong letter. So I need to find under C, right there. This is an uncommon, and he is iconic, so I'm going to retire him. And I've got an uncommon Agent Echo. When I go to the Stats tab, claiming the reward, you saw how far that moved when I used an elite agent. But if I convert a uncommon, watch this bar right here, just a little bit. So retiring an elite and client to experience does give way more than you would get from retiring multiple uncommons. So now that I've completed my conversions, I can keep going with getting rid of all of the duplicates that are in the common category. And this is just a matter of cycling convert. And once I've reached a point, if I hit select agent, you can scroll down, you can see I'm going to have to do 2, 4. So I can do 4 more conversions and then I'll be out of duplicates. I'm not going to go through that in this tutorial, but that should get you off and running. And so the basic idea is to keep the agent count down by eliminating duplicates, converting them up, get the elite agents. The elite agents are required in order to complete some of the higher tier missions, which I don't think I mentioned. Yeah, I didn't mention this. So you can see, for instance, Scholar 4, Artesian 3 are listed here. When I click this, you can see that only rare and elites are showing up. When I click here, some of the green uncommon agents show up. This is because this is the level of the follower in that class that is required. So when I'm looking for Scholar, Tier 4, if I go here, Scholar, I'm sorry, Job, Scholar, you see all these guys are Scholars. And if I pick here, you can see the job that he's proficient with is Artesian level 4 and Scholar level 2. This one is Scholar level 4, Artesian level 2. And everything above a common agent has 2 proficiencies, if they're iconics, I believe. And this can throw you off a little bit if you're trying to complete missions and you don't have that many agents, because the level of the agent is a key factor in determining if you can send your agents on that higher tier mission. So elite agents have 3 proficiencies. This one is level 5 diplomat, level 3 scholar and soldier. As you can see, artesian, scholar, merchant. And when you go to the quest window and I need to send it, um, this guy, if I send him on this uncommon crafting mission, he won't be available to go on something else. So just keep that in mind. Um, I believe that covers everything that I needed to explain to you. And the Overseer Tetradimes that were given as a reward, uh, even in Seeds of Destruction era, when Overseer comes available, outside of the library, on the back side of the library in Plate of Knowledge, is a shade that sells items, mostly cosmetics. And later on, as the game progresses, like on live servers, you can buy things like um, Old Man Mackenzie brews, which can be used to buy level 85 required items. So that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer.